Hello, everybody. StephenGray here again on the StephenGray Vision YouTube channel, where I have the main purpose of these videos that I've been doing. I now have over 24 of them. Most of them are interviewing leading influencers, visionaries, spokespeople in fields related to the use of the sacramental psychedelic, if you will, medicine plants and related substances, with the overarching concern or vision that it is really about helping redirect working toward a reconfiguration, you might say, of consciousness on this planet, because we are in dire need of some new visions. Well, you might say ancient new visions, but new visions for the people of the earth, to find ways to create sustainable and sane societies for the generations to come. So with that in mind, very happy to be able to speak with Flavio Santi. And Flavio is here, by the way, with his interpreter, Laura Cisneros, with the charming looking sunglasses and hat. So I'm going to read a short bio about Flavio, and then we will get going on our conversation. Excuse me. So Flavio Santi is an indigenous Quechua leader, hereditary shaman, and plant medicine healer of the Ayuyu, pardon me if I didn't pronounce that correctly, people of the Ecuadorian Amazon. Since the 1990s, he's led an international effort to buy back thousands of acres of jungle in his ancestral territory. This is a really important theme that we're going to be talking about a little bit today. As the founder and director of Escuela Wayusa, or that would in English be the Wayusa School, he is focused on indigenous youth education in his community and establishing an alternative model of development that empowers indigenous wisdom keepers to use their land for cultural education and traditional healing practices. An international speaker and plant medicine workshop leader, Flavio has traveled across North America to raise awareness of the environmental threats facing the Amazon jungle. Welcome, Flavio.
Bienvenido, Flavio.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
And Laura, of course. Yes. So, speaking to my listeners or viewers here, just a reminder that Flavio will be speaking in Spanish. And so he will speak a little bit. When I ask a question, we go through Laura to Flavio, back to Laura, and back to us. So, excuse me. So basically, I want to cover two general areas, if I may, in this conversation. One is Flavio's understanding of the medicine work that he does and how that can also be of benefit to the planet, as it were, so extrapolating that into the planet. And the other one is I would like to hear him speak about the work that he's doing, with the Wayusa School and the land buybacks and all that. I think that's very important. I hope people will support that. So could you pass that along to Flavio for me, Laura?
Thank you so much, Stephen, for inviting us to be here today. And this is going to be a beautiful conversation. Steven está preguntándote un poquito sobre cuáles son las plantas que tú traes y cuál ha sido tu trabajo en la recuperación de tierra y en la fundación de la Escuela Wayusa, que si nos podrías hablar un poquito sobre eso.
De Pucuna.
Bueno, él tiene la información sobre la Escuela Wayusa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let me start with a question about Flavio's background. Where does this come from? Like, how did he get into this work and so on?
Mi nombre es Flavio Santi. Vengo de Puyo Pastaza, de la comunidad Amazanga, con nombre Wayusa Runa.
My name is Flavio Santi. I'm coming from the Amazanga community in Puyo Pastaza in Ecuador. Un poquitico más sobre ti.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, is it, how did you get involved with the medicine work? Is it a lineage of your family or what?
Haces este trabajo con la medicina y viene de tu familia.
Mi abuelo es clan Yu y los misioneros pusieron nombre Santi, nombre en español, apellido Santi de Río Bobonaza.
So his lineage is coming from his grandfather. The missionaries, when they came into the Amazon, they changed the indigenous name. So Santi is an Spanish colonizer name. His real name is Ayu.
Ayu Yu.
Ayu Yu.
Espíritu de Palma, clan Yu.
A spirit of the palm tree, and it's the clan Yu.
And how central is working with ayahuasca to the lineage? Has it been part of the work there for a long time?
Trabajando con la abuelita ayahuasca es parte central de tu trabajo, de tu lineaje.
Desde niño crecí tomando guayusa, tomando tabaco. Desde niño aprendí muchas plantas mágicas que viven en la tierra, en el bosque, en la selva.
Since I was a little child, a little boy, I learned about Wayusa tea, and I also learned about tobacco and many other magic plants that live in the Amazon.
Mi papá y mi mamá me permitieron crecer con mi abuelo en el bosque.
His parents, his mother and his father allowed him to be in the jungle with his grandfather.
Mi abuelo me enseñó todo lo que es seres vivos.
His grandfather taught him everything about all living beings.
Que la tierra tiene vida.
That Mother Earth is alive.
Que todas las plantas que tienen vida son medicinas y escuchan nuestras voces.
That all plants that exist, they are medicine and they can listen our voices.
Hablaba de mundo, mundo de agua, mundo humano, mundo de los grillos, mundo de los pájaros, mundo de animales, mundo humano, mundo diferentes mundos, mundo espiritual.
His grandfather talked about different worlds, the world of the animals, the world of the crickets, the world of the waters, the world of the plants. All of those are different worlds.
Sobre todo, que el mundo espiritual no es competencia, sino disciplina de vivir en la tierra.
And among all of these teachings, the most important ones, that the spiritual world is not about competition, is about
Cooperación.
Espiritual no es competencia, sino
disciplina.
The spiritual world is not about competition, but discipline.
En la tierra.
On Mother Earth.
Cuando crecí con mi abuelo de pequeño, mi abuelo me hizo tomar tabaco para que el cuerpo se prepare para crecer.
When he was growing up with his grandfather, he was taking the tobacco medicine, so his body is ready to grow up.
Tomar guayusa a las 3 de la mañana para conversar historias, profecías y sobre todo las plantas espirituales.
So at 3 a.m. in the morning, they used to drink, or they still drink, the Wayusa tea to talk about the prophecies, the stories, and to learn about the medicine of the different plants.
Mi abuelo me enseñó que existe plantas que duermen de noche y plantas que están despiertos de día.
So his grandfather taught him that are plants that sleep at nighttime, and then they are awake during the day, and vice versa.
Mi abuelo me enseñó que el agua, las lagunas pequeñas o grandes, son aeropuerto internacional de los espíritus.
His grandfather also taught him that the lagoons, the lakes, it doesn't matter the size, small or large, they are international airports of the spirits.
Montañas.
The mountains.
Cascadas.
Falls. The waterfalls.
Mi abuelo me enseñó que el ucupacha, el subsuelo, subterráneo, también tiene vida.
His grandfather taught him that the ucupacha, the subterranean, the underworld world, that is also alive.
Energía.
There is energy under the earth.
El agua pacha, que es el cielo, también tiene otro mundo.
So the agua pacha, which is the sky, is also another world.
Que estos dos mundos era uno solo.
And this world together are one world.
Luz, oscuridad.
Light and darkness.
Mi abuelo me enseñó que un solo techo del ser humano es el cielo.
that the only ceiling that we have, the human beings, is the sky.
Y que el resto era solo juguetes.
The rest of the things that we have are toys,
Juguetes humanos.
human toys.
Mi abuelo me dijo mensaje para el norte y el mundo.
His grandfather told him a message for the north, for here from the north, and for everybody around the world.
Que aprendemos a usar y manejar la planta.
That we should learn how to work with the plant.
Para sanación.
For healing.
Para enseñanza.
For teachings.
Para vivir en la tierra.
To learn how to live on Mother Earth.
Mi abuelo de pequeño me enseñó muchos secretos.
His grandfather, since he was a little boy, he was 3 years old when he went to the jungle, taught him many, many secrets.
Yo considero que no soy solo el único niño que crecí en el bosque. Hay muchos niños que crecieron que ahora tienen mi edad.
So he wasn't the only boy growing in the forest, in the jungle. There were many other kids growing in the jungle at that time, and they are pretty much the same age right now.
Crecí escuchando el canto de los pájaros y ruido de los animales transformando en una canción mágica.
So he grew up listening to the birds and the animals, and those sounds transform into, ¿en qué se transforma? Into una canción mágica. And all of those sounds, the sounds of the birds and the plants and the animals, then transform into a magical song.
Beautiful.
También mi abuelo me dio muchas enseñanzas y estoy trayendo aquí en norte cómo usarlo, solo un té de Wayusa. Hay muchos tés en el mundo que son mágicos.
So his grandfather taught him to bring here in the north the Wayusa tea. The Wayusa tea is a magical tea, and Flavio recognized that there are many other magical teas around the world.
Cada planta.
Oh, con permiso, momento, por favor. I don't really know what Wayusa tea is, and I'm sure my viewers and listeners also don't know. Could you explain? I don't mean to stop you because you're doing a wonderful job of explaining everything here, Flavio. But just to, a quick little add in to explain to what Wayusa tea is, please, or what Wayusa is.
Que los oyentes que están escuchando no conocen qué es el té de Wayusa, que si puedes decir por favor un poquito.
Wayusa tiene una historia, una profecía. Wayusa tiene anécdotas de la vida.
So Wayusa tea, there is a prophecy about the Wayusa tea. There are many anecdotes about the Wayusa tea.
Wayusa es un té mágico, un árbol, crece para el ojo del animal, de los pájaros, de los insectos, de las mariposas. La noche es luz.
So Wayusa tea is a magical tree. And in front of the eyes of the animals, in front of the eyes of the butterflies, in front of the insects, eyes is a magical tree. And at nighttime, they see light.
En el árbol no duerme búho, no duerme pájaros. En el árbol de Wayusa no duerme tigre, ni anaconda, ni serpiente.
So on the Wayusa tree, the animals don't sleep there. No animals, no birds, nobody sleep on the tree. No tigers, no anacondas, because what they see is only light.
Para encontrar la Wayusa, prepararon 25 años 2 niños, una niña y un niño.
In order to prepare the Wayusa tea, in order the Wayusa tree to come alive, the ancestors prepared 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Encontraron en una montaña cementerio de los ancestros.
They found the Wayusa in a cemetery of the ancestors.
El espíritu de abuelo tabaco, el espíritu de abuelo hongo le dio mensaje cuál árbol era para tomar, sanar y vivir.
The spirits of the ancestors, they taught the kids the spirit of grandfather mushrooms and the spirit of the spirit of grandfather mushrooms and grandfather tobacco told the kids where to find the Wayusa tree.
Wayusa, mi abuelo enseña a nosotros de niño que Wayusa que tome siempre, porque tiene que estar hombre sano, hombre alegre.
And his grandfather taught him that we always have to drink the Wayusa tea, or they always have to drink the Wayusa tea, because that way they're always going to be healthy, and they're always going to be happy.
Wayusa es una palabra opuesto por un americano que llegó en la selva, un lingüista, dijo, wow, Wayusa. Por eso pusieron Wayusa, porque los indios tomamos una olla grande de Wayusa. Dijo, wow, Wayusa. Porque el nombre es otro.
The Wayusa, the name of this tree is actually not the indigenous name, is not Wayusa. It's a different name. But there was an American man who came to the jungle, and he noticed that they were drinking the Wayusa tea from such a big pot, and he says, wow. And from that, wow, it came into the Wayusa name.
Nuestro nombre es Cuchipanga.
The ancestral name is Cuchipanga.
Hoja de alegría del espíritu y alma.
And it means it's a leaf of the happiness and health of the spirit.
Wayusa, 3 de la mañana, haciendo retiros espirituales, cuando toma, nos enseña la regresión, aprender a soñar.
So when they drink the Wayusa tea at 3 a.m. in the morning, the plant teach them how to do the regressions, how to dream.
Entonces, la Wayusa, de un solo Wayusa, crearon 3 Wayusas.
So from one tree of Wayusa, they create 3 different Wayusas.
Para bañar mujeres embarazadas cuando nace niño.
One of them is for the women when they are pregnant and the baby is born, they take a bath with the leaf of Wayusa tree.
Otro Wayusa para vomitar.
Another Wayusa tree, when they drink it, is to vomit, to purge.
Los 2 plantas es exactamente es sagrado, creado para estas funciones. Vomitar
so these 2
y bañar.
Trees are sacred, and they are created, or they were created exactly for those 2 roles, for the women to take a bath when the babies are born and to purge.
Wayusa para soñar existe.
And then there is another Wayusa that is the one to dream.
Cuando toma Wayusa duermes relajado.
When you drink Wayusa, you sleep very relaxed.
12% de cafeína.
It has 12% of caffeine.
Tiene propiedades.
It has many different properties.
Evita próstata.
For the prostate cancer.
Toman niños.
The children can drink it.
La comunidad.
The community can drink it.
No termina ahí el mensaje de la Wayusa.
This is not all about the Wayusa. The message about the Wayusa.
Wayusa continuará sanando a la humanidad.
The Wayusa will continue to heal humanity.
Wayusa enseña a soñar.
The Wayusa tea learn us how to dream.
Ahí comienza el mundo espiritual.
And that's the beginning of the spiritual world.
Comunicar con los ancestros.
To communicate with the ancestors.
Con los espíritus de las montañas.
With the spirits of the mountains.
Con los dioses del agua.
With the goddess and gods of the waters.
Cómo manejar piedra mágica.
How to work with the magic stones, with the magic rocks.
Cuidar la comunidad.
How to take care of the community.
Muchos han salido de no tomar Wayusa, han perdido su cultura, están enfermándose.
Many indigenous peoples in the jungle, they have lost this plant, this tradition of drinking the Wayusa tea, and they are getting sick.
Tenemos que tomar Wayusa.
We have to drink Wayusa.
Wayusa es para el mundo.
Wayusa is for the world.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. So, a question, if I may. As you know, ayahuasca is the most well-known of the psychedelic plant medicines, and many people are using it in many parts of the world in different ways, ceremonially and in religions like the Santo Daime from Brazil and so on and so on. But would you say, Flavio, that Wayusa has a more important role to play for the planet?
Entonces, como sabes, la ayahuasca, la abuelita ayahuasca es muy conocida alrededor del mundo y todo el mundo la está tomando, ¿no? Incluido el Santo Daime y muchas otras personas. Pero ¿tú crees que la Wayusa es más importante para el mundo que la ayahuasca?
Yo prefiero que tengan que volver a tomar Wayusa como básico.
It's very important first to drink Wayusa.
Porque tiene que primero, para tomar ayahuasca, tiene que desintoxicar el cuerpo.
Because to receive the medicine of grandmother ayahuasca, our bodies need to be detoxified.
Mínimo 7 días.
At least 7 days of drinking
Por
Wayusa
ejemplo,
before you take grandmother ayahuasca.
cosas ácidas. Limón, naranja, piña, mora.
So we shouldn't eat any acid foods before drinking ayahuasca.
Para que puedan, que el cuerpo, la sangre esté preparado para poder tomar medicina.
So that way your body is ready to receive the medicine.
Y para que haya claridad de visión.
And that way we also have clarity in our visions.
Hay otro elemento.
There is another element.
Que para resistir el cuerpo, otra medicina más fuerte necesita tomar tabaco. Limpiar el tabaco con las chakras del cuerpo.
So there is another element before we take in the grandmother ayahuasca, and it's also receiving the medicine of tobacco, because that way the chakras of our bodies can be clean. Our body also can be stronger.
Mm-hmm. In what way do you use the tobacco? Do you smoke it or drink it or what?
¿Cómo usas el tabaco? ¿Lo fumas, lo tomas?
Wayusa tiene varias funciones.
¿Qué te pregunto sobre el tabaco? Vamos a volver a Wayusa.
Wayusa, el tabaco tiene varias funciones también.
Wayusa has many different roles, as grandfather tobacco has very different roles as well.
Tabaco, primero se siembra, prepara terreno, se siembra tabaco, 3 meses tiene que tener dieta, no tiene que tener sexo, no tiene que tomar cosas ácidas, no tiene que tener mucha agua, no tiene que matar animal, no tiene que matar pájaro, no tiene que hacer mucha fuerza, hacer leña, todo tiene que estar listo para sembrar tabaco.
So for the tobacco medicine, the first thing is about how it's planted. The people that are planting the tobacco medicine, they have to follow the diet for 3 months, dieta for 3 months. They have to be ready to plant the tobacco. So they have to have the water, they have to have everything ready because they have to stay with the plants for 3 months. They cannot have sex for 3 months. They cannot kill any animals for 3 months.
No tomar cerveza, no tomar
They cannot
trago.
drink alcohol.
Tiene que sembrar estrictamente con dieta la tabaco. Es
This
para
is
sanar.
a very strict protocol for the tobacco to be a medicine.
Es para sanar.
To heal.
A la familia.
To heal the family.
A la comunidad.
To the community.
Pero si de repente hizo sexo o comió cosa ácida, al momento de cosechar va a venir cientos de grillos va a comer la cosecha.
So if at the moment that if the person planting the tobacco break the diet and start to eat something acid like an orange or a pineapple or something like that, or they have sex, then 3 days before the harvesting, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of crickets will come and they will eat all the leaves.
Uh-huh.
Y si de repente por interés económico cosechó y fabricó y vendió, ese tabaco va a coger pesadilla, ese tabaco va a soñar, no va a ser de sueño, va a bloquear.
And if there is a greed, economical greed, and the person who planted the tobacco start to sell the tobacco just because of the money, then that tobacco is not a medicine any longer. The people then receiving the medicine, they will have nightmares, they will get sick.
Entonces, tabaco sana sinusitis.
The tobacco is a really good medicine for the sinus.
Saca el estrés.
It's remove the stress.
Limpia el intestino.
It cleanses our intestine.
Mata microbios microscópicos.
It kills all the microorganisms that are microorganisms living in our bodies.
Nosotros ponemos en el ojo tabaco y un hongo mágico que se llama Punjana ulio ala. Tabaco mezclamos, ponemos en ojo para andar noche sin linterna.
So one of the ways that they receive the tobacco medicine is they mix the tobacco with a mushroom. A mushroom, ¿cuál es el nombre del
Punjana ulio.
Punjana ulio is the name of that mushroom that they mix with the tobacco, and then they put it in their eyes so that way they can see at nighttime. They don't need flashlight. They can see so clear. It's like the eyes of the animals.
Para no usar gafas, para no estar ciego.
So then you don't need glasses. You will not get blind.
que no crezca cataratas.
To not have cataracts in our eyes.
Bueno, tabaco tiene otra función más y tiene muchas funciones.
Tobacco, grandfather tobacco has many, many different roles as a medicine.
Tabaco sembrado con espíritu.
But tobacco needs to be planted with the spirit.
Mezclamos sacrificamos un abuelo tortuga, mezclamos con tabaco y corazón del abuelo tortuga. Nosotros hacemos ceremonia en 7 días, 7 noches de retiro espiritual. Tomamos para sanar el cuerpo, alimentar nuestro alma y espíritu.
So another way that they receive the medicine, the tobacco medicine, is they mix the tobacco with the heart and the blood of a turtle, and then they drink it, and that way our bodies can be healed and our spirits can be healed.
Sana pulmones.
That way, like we can heal our lungs with this medicine as well.
Su corazón.
Or our heart.
Entonces, el mundo científico de médicos tiene que unirse con el mundo científico de la civilización espiritual, los dos mundos para sanar la humanidad.
So the Western medicine, Flavio said, the scientific world of the Western world, the doctors, they need to join, they need to work together with the ancestral spiritual medicine.
Y si siguen tomando ayahuasca sin este proceso, protocolo, primer básico, ayahuasca le va a enfermar a la humanidad.
If we continue to drink ayahuasca without following these protocols, without these basic protocols of receiving all the medicines before we take the ayahuasca, then we are going to get sick. The beings are going to get sick.
Esa es mi preocupación y esto es mi mensaje de que estamos preocupados los nativos en la selva.
So the people from the jungle, they are worried about this, us taking the medicine without following the protocols, and this is his message for the world.
Ese es mi mensaje desde donde grita el sol a donde oculta el sol. Es mi mensaje de mi abuelo de que estamos preocupados el uso y manejo de las plantas.
So this is the message that is coming from the sunset, from the sunrise to the sunset, from the south to the north, from Flavio's grandfather, that they are worried about the way that we are using here in the Western world, the medicines.
Recuerde este mensaje, hermanas, hermanos del mundo.
For the sisters and brothers around the world, remember this message.
El mundo humano en esta tierra, en el universo, venimos a vivir sanos con nuestras familias en sitios en diferentes partes del mundo.
The message is like us humans, we came to the world to live in different ways, but to live happy and to live healthy.
Solo estamos preocupados. ¿Alguna pregunta más?
He's just, the people from the jungle are just worried about the use that we are giving to the medicine, the way that we are using the medicine.
Yeah.
Another question, Stephen?
Well, this has been incredible. Increíble. Muchas gracias. Because so many people who might be watching or listening to this are using ayahuasca, can you talk a little bit about, you spoke a lot about the functions and roles of Wayusa and also tobacco. When ayahuasca is understood and used properly, what is its function and role?
Hablamos como que el tabaco y la guayusa, cómo usarlo correctamente, pero entonces, ¿cómo usar correctamente la ayahuasca?
Yeah. Ayahuasca y todas las plantas mágicas.
The ayahuasca and all the magic plants around the world.
Tiene secreto.
They all have their own secrets.
Primero, preparar el cuerpo.
First thing is to prepare our bodies.
Para que reconozca nuestra alma, nuestro espíritu, nuestros códigos como humano, relacionarse con la planta ayahuasca.
So this way, our spirits, or vibration, or human codes can be recognized by the plants, by the medicines.
Algún momento voy a contar historia de ayahuasca, cómo crearon los abuelos ayahuasca.
Someday he will tell us the story of how grandmother ayahuasca came into being, how the ancestors create grandmother ayahuasca.
espíritu de ayahuasca
The spirit of Grandmother Ayahuasca,
necesita preparación de nuestro cuerpo.
she needs our bodies to be ready to receive the medicine.
Solamente ayahuasca sana al hombre, a la persona, a los niños.
Only when we prepare our body to receive the Grandmother Ayahuasca medicine, all humans, even the children, then the medicine can heal us.
Ayahuasca está conectado con el cielo.
Grandmother Ayahuasca is connected with the sky.
Es una planta muy, muy especial, sagrada para nosotros.
It's a very special sacred plant for us.
Hay otras plantas también,
There are other plants as well,
pero hay que prepararse para tomar.
but we need to be ready to receive the medicine, to drink the medicine.
En la creación nacieron tres plantas ayahuascas y uno yagé.
At creation times, there were 3 different ayahuascas that were born, and the yahe plant as well.
Yagé es una hoja.
Yahe is a leaf.
Quillo ayahuasca, el amarillo ayahuasca.
Then there is quillo ayahuasca, that it means the yellow ayahuasca.
Muco ayahuasca,
Muco ayahuasca,
nudo del universo.
that is the ayahuasca of knots of the universe.
El llana ayahuasca, ayahuasca de oscuridad.
And then there is the llana ayahuasca, that is the ayahuasca of darkness.
En este momento está corriendo el quillo ayahuasca en el mundo.
What we are drinking around the world is the kilo ayahuasca, the yellow ayahuasca.
En algunas partes están tomando muco ayahuasca.
But in some places around the world, they are taking the muco ayahuasca, which is the nuts, the ayahuasca of nuts, and then also even the llana ayahuasca, which is the ayahuasca of darkness.
Pero si lo mezclan,
But if you mix either 1 or 2 or 3 of them,
tendrán diferentes vibraciones,
then the vibrations might be different.
diferentes juegos pirotécnicos.
Different fireworks,
No verán visión.
they are not going to be able to have
Entonces
visions.
estarán muy arrepentidos de que esta planta no funciona.
And then they will feel like, oh, this plan doesn't work.
¿Cómo no van a estar arrepentidos si tomaron planta que no estaba preparado el cuerpo primero y la planta no reconoce?
So, of course, we are going to feel regrets. We're going to feel like, oh, this plan doesn't work because our body in first place wasn't ready. So the plant couldn't recognize our spirit, couldn't recognize our vibrations.
Entonces, estas tres plantas, ayahuasca, algunos están mezclando con wandu.
And this, sometimes even like the 3 ayahuascas, they mix it with wandu. That is another plant.
Sí se puede mezclar,
And they use it that way.
pero
They can be mixed.
específicamente no para ceremonias de una comunidad, sino específico para sanar a alguna persona con cáncer.
But this plant is not to be drink in community, in circle. But this plant, when they mix the ayahuasca with the wandu, is to heal someone who has cancer.
Entonces, ayahuasca, si alteran con una planta con otra planta, ayahuasca va a enfermar, no va a sanar.
So if the ayahuasca is mixed, he used the word alter with another plant, then ayahuasca cannot heal us.
Ese es mi pedido de cómo usarlo la planta para la humanidad.
This is his asking to use the plant in the right way. That's what he's asking to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Eso nos ayudó mucho con el COVID-19.
And then these protocols, this way of drinking the medicine, helped then the indigenous people a lot with the COVID.
Excelente. Okay, so I would like to shift gears a little bit here. Obviously, in the same general, direction of discussion, but I would like to ask Flavio to talk a little bit about the work that they are doing in both the larger way and the more specific way with the La Escuela Wayusa, the Wayusa School, and just how they are educating. And actually, I think it would be quite interesting for people. I read this article that you guys sent me where he talks about the difficulties of the oil companies coming in and destroying the land and taking it over and all that. So Perhaps just as Flavio could give a little bit of background about the struggle that they've been through and what they are doing now.
Él también leyó el artículo que mandamos del libro de Ano y entonces fue capaz de ver que todas las dificultades con las compañías petroleras viniendo y todo lo demás, y cuál es la situación ahora, si fuéramos a hablar de qué es lo que está pasando ahora. Y habla un poquito también de tu proyecto.
Ya. Yo siempre he querido la paz, amor del universo, porque eso me enseñó mi abuelo. No me enseñó guerra.
Flavio always have loved the peace, because his grandfather never taught him anything but peace. His grandfather never taught him anything about war, about fighting.
Los políticos y los líderes en gobierno en Sudamérica,
the politicians and the leaders of the governments in the South,
nos tratan como indios vagos, indios pobres.
They see the indigenous as they are lazy,
salvajes.
They are savage, they are poor.
Y yo he dicho que nosotros no somos pobres.
But Flavio always say that the indigenous peoples are not poor.
Somos ricos.
They are rich.
De conocimiento.
Because of the knowledge.
De sabiduría.
The wisdom.
De idioma.
The language.
De petróleo.
They have oil.
De oro.
They have gold.
De uranio.
They have uranium.
De agua.
They have water.
De medicina, que es templo.
And they have lots of medicines, and the jungle is the temple.
Nuestro bosque es farmacia natural.
The forest is the natural pharmacy.
Nuestro supermercado.
Is the supermarket.
Entonces, desde ahí principia nuestra filosofía indígena de no destruir elementos de la tierra.
And that is the beginning of the indigenous philosophy of don't destroy Mother Earth.
Mi abuelo, una enseñanza con mi papá.
His grandfather and his father, Flavio's father, taught Flavio.
Una montaña de oro.
A mountain of gold.
Sembramos yuca, plátano.
If they plant the food, bananas, yuca.
Crece una comida orgánica sin químico.
Then this food is organic. There is no chemicals at all in the food.
En una montaña de oro.
In a mountain of gold.
Abre portales.
Opens many portals.
Tiene energía en la tierra.
There is energy in that earth, in that part of the world.
Con los rayos del sol.
With the rays of the sun.
Nuestra comida espiritual.
Becomes the spiritual food.
Un día soñé con un chamán de África, un chamán de India.
Some time ago, he had a dream. He dreamt of a shaman from India, another shaman from Africa.
Chamán de Canadá.
Another shaman from here.
De Estados Unidos.
From Canada. Another one from the States.
Solo estoy hablando nombres de Estados Unidos, Canadá, China. En el mundo espiritual no existe China, no existe Canadá, no existe Estados Unidos.
In the spiritual world, Canada doesn't exist. China doesn't exist. The States doesn't exist.
Mi abuelo decía, no soy ecuatoriano.
His grandfather says, I'm not from Ecuador.
Somos niños jardineros, niños barenderos, niños leñeros de esta tierra.
We are gardener children from the forest, children who carry the wood fire.
Cuando somos más humildes,
the more humble we are,
las frecuencias del alma espíritu abre cuando tomamos medicina de la selva.
Then the frequencies of our bodies open
visiones.
When we drink the medicine from the jungle, and then we can have the visions.
Entonces, por eso se transforma un templo, nuestro bosque, nuestra selva.
And that is the reason that the forest is a temple.
Cuando destruye una montaña de oro,
when a mountain of gold is destroyed,
esa montaña duerme 1000 años.
That mountain go to sleep for Huno. Huno means 1,000 of years.
Se apaga la luz, energía.
And then the light goes to sleep.
Entonces comenzamos nosotros como hombres espirituales, ya chagruna, porque la palabra chamán es como algo un poco raro, pero es universal. Pero palabra ya chagruna.
So the way that they call themselves is Yacharuna. The teachers are called Yacharunas. They don't call themselves shamans. Although around the world, that's the word that we use, is Yacharuna.
Llegaron la compañía petrolera.
The oil companies came.
La colonización hace 120 años en Pastaza.
The colonization came 120 years ago in Pastaza.
Nos quitaron 2 millones de hectáreas.
And they stole 2 millions of hectares of land.
Crearon parques nacionales.
And they create national parks.
Privatizaron las leyes.
They privatized the law.
Y todos nuestros sitios sagrados quedaron en las montañas.
And all the sacred sites, their sacred sites, the medicines, were part of these national parks.
Entonces yo no estuve en contra del desarrollo.
He never was against of development.
Solo quería que no destruyan los últimos sitios sagrados que nos quedan.
He's only asking to the people around the world, don't destroy the few sacred sites that are left.
Las montañas, ojos de agua.
The mountains, the eyes of the waters.
Más de 2,000, 3,000 niños ya no pueden nadar.
More than 2,000, 3,000 kids, they cannot swim anymore.
Nos olvidamos de manejar canoas.
We don't know how to be in the canoes.
Porque el río está contaminando.
Because the rivers are contaminated.
Entonces yo comencé a luchar cuando tomé 35 años de ayahuasca, desde muy pequeño.
So he has been drinking the ayahuasca medicine for 35 years.
Con mi abuelo.
Since he was a little boy with his grandfather.
Mi abuelo dijo cuando era niño, esa montaña tienes que recuperar.
And his grandfather told him when he was a little boy, that mountain, you need to recover that mountain.
Crecí.
Then he became a man.
Toda mi vida dediqué a proteger.
And all his life he has been dedicated to protect the land,
tierra.
To recover the lands.
Vendía artesanía, Wayusa.
He started just to selling like craft and jewelry.
Todos los
and Wayusa tea, and every single penny.
Todos los dineritos que rejuntaba, compraba bosque, recuperando tierra.
And with the little money that he made, he just dedicated all that money to buy little pieces of land.
Había muchos amigos de buen corazón.
There were many good friends of good hearts.
Durante 35 años.
For these 35 years that he has been working on recovering the land.
Dinero para comprar. Tengo buenos recuerdos de Lori.
They have
Abril, Kes, Jonathan Miller, otros amigos.
He has many good memories of so many good friends around the world who have supported him, like Lori, April, Kes, PJ, Alestine, Liz.
Cuando yo luchaba y me aportaron, recuperé el sitio un poco más.
So when in this work that he's doing or recovering the land, these friends have supported his work, helping him financially to buy the land back.
Era bonito y él estaba feliz recuperando agua, bosque, sitios, aeropuerto internacional de los espíritus.
It was a very beautiful work, and Flavio was very happy on doing this work of recovering the lands, the waters, the international airports of the spirits.
Cuando senté con tabaco, poniendo en la tierra.
And he sat with grandfather tobacco, and he put an offering of tobacco to Mother Earth.
Sentí, ¿por qué tengo que comprar mi propia tierra?
Then he felt, why do I have to buy my own land?
Era triste.
It was really sad.
Tenía que ser cara dura en dos mundos.
It's like he has to have like, in Spanish we say cara dura. I mean like have a face that, how can I ask money to buy my own land?
Luchar con la cultura mía y luchar con cultura de la globalización.
He has to fight even against his own culture, his own indigenous brothers and sisters, because he's buying the land back. And also against the globalization world.
Viendo
the
que
globalized world.
Están robando petróleo del territorio de mis abuelos.
And he's witnessing how the oil from his grandfather's land has been stolen.
Todo este mundo usando gasolina.
and all the world using the
contaminando el
gas,
aire, el viento,
contaminate the air, the
el
wind,
agua.
the waters.
No están aportando nada a la tierra.
We are not supporting Mother Earth,
Y he enfrentado en dos mundos.
and he has have to fight in two worlds.
Esta escuela Wayusa no existe para el Estado, para el gobierno, para los políticos.
The Wayusa School doesn't exist for the governments, for the world, for the politicians.
Porque esta escuela yo iba a poner escuelas de chamanes, pero dije no, voy a poner nombre muy bajo, perfil bajo.
So at the beginning he says like this is gonna be a shamanic school, and then he said no, I want to do something very humble, and that's the reason that he called it the Wayusa School.
Escuela Wayusa es una escuela de 1600 años de civilización.
This is Wayusa School is a school of 16,000. He said 1,600 o 16,000.
16,000 años.
So 16,000 years old.
Es una escuela donde los abuelos vivían una civilización distinta.
It's a school where the ancestors used to live. It's a civilization that is very ancient, and it was very different than the civilization that we live on today.
Para fortalecer nuestra cultura, nuestra identidad.
To strengthen their own culture, their own civilizations, their own languages, their own cultures.
Estoy preocupado que China compró nuestro territorio.
He's very worried because China has bought part of the territories.
Pero China tiene escuelas espirituales.
But China has many different spiritual schools.
Pero nuestro gobierno no financia escuelas espirituales.
But the Ecuadorian government, they don't finance any spiritual
Han creado
schools.
iglesias, monstruos blancos en la selva.
They have only brought the church into the jungle. Monsters.
Cuando era niño entré en la iglesia.
When he was a little boy, he went to church.
Vi mucha sangre en la iglesia.
He saw lots of blood in the church.
Pinturas que estaban sacando sangre, un hombre espiritual.
Paintings where there was the spiritual man that it was taking, his blood was taken away.
Me cogió pánico, nunca más regresé a la iglesia.
He entered in a panic and he never went back to church.
Mi abuelo rechazó a la
And
iglesia.
his grandfather didn't allow the church to come into the
Mi
community.
abuelo fue perseguido
And for that reason, he was
por
persecuted.
oponerse que no destruyan o desmembren su tierra.
Grandfather Virgilio, Flavio's grandfather, he was persecuted because of his opposition to church, because opposition to colonization, coming into the community, into the lands.
Entonces he vivido 30 años recuperando tierra y estoy pidiendo solidaridad. Último que me falta para dormir y morir tranquilo, enseñando a los niños la subida.
So he has been, for these 35 years that he has been walking in the north, asking for solidarity. So he continued with this work, and now we are in the last stretch. We are asking for solidarity to buy the land that takes us to the top of the mountain where the Wayusa School is.
Una cosa muy importante que me enseñó mi abuelo.
Something very important that his grandfather taught him.
La tierra no se compra, no se vende.
The land is not to be bought or sold.
Nunca vendas tierra.
He asked Flavio, you never withhold any piece of land.
Entonces, esta recuperación de tierra es para las futuras generaciones y que los niños del mundo vayan a aprender sanaciones.
And so the recovery of the land is to be protected. This land that Flavio has been recovered and buying back is to be protected for future generations, for children from all over the world to come and learn and to be healed.
Mm-hmm. So how can people help specifically, contribute in any way, financially or otherwise, specifically?
Yo tengo una fundación creada porque Abril me apoyó con $4,000 para crear una fundación legalmente, constitucionalmente, una organización jurídica para poder recibir fondos.
So our friend April Liu, she helped Flavio with the finances to create this organization, this fundación, Pucuna. That's the name of the foundation that Flavio had created to have this organization to be able to receive financial aid.
Abril vendió su departamento para ayudarme.
April sold her apartment so she can help Flavio.
Wonderful.
Entonces, esta fundación
This foundation, the Pucuna Foundation,
puede recaudar fondos con recomendaciones aquí en el norte. Al menos $1 por persona podemos recibir de buen corazones, porque es fácil yo pedir a compañía ACO, ARCO, AMOCO y BP que están destruyendo el mundo, pero no quiero recibir de ellos. Pero si ellos sienten de corazón resolver problemas, estamos abiertos, porque no pueden continuar destruyendo. No estamos contra nadie, solamente queremos crear una conciencia diferente.
So any solidarity is welcome. And as Flavio says, the Pucuna Foundation is the way that we receive solidarity to buy the land. Any amount is welcome, from $1 to $1 million or 3 million, 5 millions, whatever you would like to donate is always welcome. But it's also like Flavio is saying that he can ask the old companies, the Arcos company, for example, that is in Ecuador, for money, the same that destroyed the land, but he doesn't want to do that. But at the same time, if these companies are welcome to do something to protect the land, they are very open to talk to them.
Good. What is the website for making donations and so on?
El website to hacer para las donaciones.
Estamos ahorita preparando con Abril y el equipo aquí, con Lori, Manuel Piña, todos estamos preparando para ya abrir este website, para recibir, abrir al mundo para solidaridad. Pero antes yo quiero decir que las políticas de la fundación son 3 ejes: de rescate, conservación y protección, fortalecimiento cultural, ambiental y economía.
So he wants to share that this, the Pucuna Foundation, la Fundación Pucuna, there are 3 main ways that we are working right now, and is to protect the land in first place, to recover the land. ¿Y cuál es el
Fortalecimiento cultural, ambiental,
cultural,
economía.
Of the cultures, the economical, and
a más de recuperar y crear escuela, estamos orientados con destino turístico comunitario.
So besides like working on the recovering the land and protecting the land, we are also very interested in the community work. So we are inviting people from all over the world to come, to heal, to learn, to play.
Vamos a reforestar más Wayusa.
We are going to plant more Wayusa. We are going to plant more ayahuasca. We are going to plant bamboo.
Entonces, crear también diseños arquitectónicos culturales.
And to recover even the ancestral architectonic way of building.
Quiero ser proveedor de los juegos ancestrales.
He wants to teach the ancestral games.
Entonces, la solidaridad de buen corazón es bienvenido. Gracias, hermano, por abrir este espacio.
The solidarity from the good hearts is always welcome. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you,
3 millones,
hermano, for opening this space. But right now, we are working in creating the webpage so people can donate directly.
Okay. In the meantime, is there any way that people can contact you to offer donations or just contact you? Something that I can actually put on the video, you know, like put out some text, or email, or a website or something. Yeah.
Yes. In the chat right now, it's my email address. And for now, people who would like to donate are very welcome to send me an email, and we will start from there. The website is almost done. There are friends, like the group of people that we have been working here with Flavio, supporting Flavio, like Manuel and Lori and April and myself and many others, really, that have been working to create Chichi. Many others.
Excellent.
Friends.
Yeah. So could you, Laura, could you please say your email, because some people will only be listening to this, they won't see the chat. Could you sort of spell it out or whatever?
Yes. The email address is unfoldingsenderos@gmail.com. Is the name also on the screen, unfoldingsenderos@gmail.com. So unfoldingsenderos@gmail.com.
Excelente, gracias. Okay, I think we should wrap it up there now. And I just want to say, Flavio, muchas gracias por compartir su conocimiento, for sharing your knowledge with us. It's remarkable. It's very powerful, muy poderoso, and muy importante también, very important also.
Gracias.
Okay, so muchas gracias. So I will end there. I'll just say thank you very much, and may your work always be blessed, and may the message get through to the people of the North of how to understand the plants and how to work with themselves and everything else.
Gracias.
Okay.
A ver, recuerdo. ¿Quieres decir algo más sobre las plantas?
Sí, hay muchas historias que vamos a abrir.
There are many stories that will be open, that it will be shared.
Excelente. There will be more.
Yes.
Okay. Again,
Thank you, Steve.
thank you.
Gracias, manito.
Acho que é para